very much for taking the time out of your evening to speak with me today, Dylan. And
No
congratulations.
problem.
Nice one, man. And congratulations also on cementing your place in France, bro.
Thank you very much.
Anytime, man. Right, I trust your preparations have been going well in the build up to your scheduled return with the PFL.
Yeah, I just went straight back into camp. So I think the good thing about PFL is you just go straight from one camp to the other to the other. So I
Yeah.
had maybe a week off, maybe a week and a half. Went back to Dublin, seeing me two little sisters, seeing me nannies, um, and then went straight back into camp. Pretty much, James wasn't really letting me get too far off the horse.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Do you enjoy like jumping from camp to camp?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like I suppose it's almost like being at like being at Disneyland. Like you know what I mean? It's like oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait back to Disneyland. I can go back on the road. So I love it. I just my life feels a little bit more complete when I'm going from camp to camp. Like, I enjoy routine. If I'm not on routine, I'm going to get a bit hectic or a bit mental, if that makes sense. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I can completely get it. I'm quite similar to that. Right, looking back, right to what it took to secure your place, in defeating Connor Hughes via unanimous decision. But what did you make of your performance that night in Berlin?
I thought I looked really good considering I didn't really get out of first gear. Maybe second gear I was. Yeah, I thought I looked pretty impressive. I didn't look in trouble at all throughout the fight. I probably could have taken more risks, but fuck it, I didn't need to, so I didn't. Went in with a broken hand, and I still put on probably what some would say to be the best performance of my career. So, yeah, I can only take positives away from it. Everything went perfect in Berlin all week. Everything went perfect thanks to my coach James Steele. Um, it's all due to him. I don't really, yeah, I couldn't do it without him, and I'm just kind of like it's like he's playing a video game. You know what I mean? I'm just like
Yeah,
the character. He's just playing me all week, so um, very grateful, very honoured.
yeah, he's an outstanding coach. He's definitely trained some warriors up at a higher level, no doubt about it.
Some amazing ninjas over the years, from Paul McVeigh to Stevie Ray, now to the likes of me, Sean Clancy, Mark Keown, all of us coming up like.
Yeah, and you're all going into the big leagues, and you know Mark's gone into Bellator. You're in PFL. There's going to be no doubt about.
Me and Mark both taking over in lightweight in Bellator and PFL, and he'll Clancy can soon follow. I don't know what weight he'll end up at, but I'm sure he'll be along anytime soon.
Yeah, I always saw him going into the big leagues. He's an absolutely amazing talent.
Aye.
Well, this will be your second outing for the promotion. How does it feel to be part of the roster? You still pinching yourself?
Nah, I don't. They should pinch themselves. Lucky to have me. You know what I mean? I don't look at it like that. They should be happy to have me. I think they are. I think they brought me in to lose. You know what I mean? They brought me in to get it down off kind of lose. But surprise, surprise, I ruined your party. You know what I mean? And that's how I kind of feel. So I'm just here to ruin the show, and now I go on and take my title in Dublin. What it should have been, what rightfully it will be. Like that's my hometown. Like I don't think people understand that like the Tree Arena is like 5 minutes around the corner from my flats, 5 minutes around the corner from where all my mates are, where I've grown up my whole entire life. Like that's like when I say that's my area, like you're stepping into my area. That's my area. Like people, everyone should be paying me a tax coming through. So it's just destined to just everything is meant to everything is correlated to this situation. Like you know what I mean? It's all came together. So I'm just gonna go and make sure I fulfill that dream by dusting this Polish fucker.
Yeah, yeah, right. And it was a huge statement that was made by you on that night and your fellow countrymen, John and Franz. And
Ah,
yeah, you all solidified your spots for September. Right, it must be a great feeling to head into your next war with your fellow countrymen on the card, also, no?
with France, definitely. With John, I don't look at John like that at the moment. Like, you know what I mean? I don't. Me and John, it's a weird one. Like, I mean, I know some and stuff, but ideally he gets through Chisholm and we see each other in Dublin. So, you
Mm.
know what I mean? It's. I hope for the best for him. I think he's gonna do the business. Considering like it's like that thing that you always say, you're only as good as your last fight, you know, and judging on the last outings as in Chisholm and of John, like John's style looks tailor made to beat Chisholm. You know what I mean? Chisholm looks weak, grappling, like very, very weak. And John has solid wrestling, very, very solid wrestling. The fact that he can't elbow hinders him a lot. So I don't really think it'll make a difference against Chisholm. Like Chisholm was in like two really tight rear naked chokes within like the first 3.5 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? So if John gets him down, I can assume John will probably do the business quite early.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a great night, man.
Aye.
Well, you've made quite a name for yourself over the years with such high-class opposition that you've collided with, and September 30th will be no exception. We're taking on the undefeated Jacob Kazuba, a warrior you shared the card with last time out, who also
annoying bumps, annoying absolute, like the annoying jobbies, like annoying squash jobs, like fought nobody. The same thing. Like one of my cousin's a gas little fucker. Like he's gas. He always, I don't know, he just was bored or whatever. And he sent me his record. He's like combined all his records of all of his opponents that he's faced combined was like 63 or 59 and 59 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's squashed nobody's. He's fought nobody's. Your man that he fought in the PFL, your man Razmin or whatever, he hadn't fought in 5 years. He's not a nobody, like, you know what I mean? Brought in to lose, like, so. That 9-0 means absolute piss to me. Like, what was Conor was 7-0, like, you know what I mean? I was saying the same thing coming up. I was like 7, like who were the 7? Like name them to me. I couldn't even. I don't know any of them. I don't know any of these fucking annoying people either. I didn't know that Italian that he beat, and you know what I mean. Nobody knows him, so it's almost that weird boxing thing. Oh, we have an all on me record, so that means I'm dangerous. Like, no, it doesn't mean that to me. Like, you know what I mean? All that tells me is I'm untested. When you get in front of me and I'm going to smack it in the face for the first time, it's going to be a pretty shit realization for you. Like, you know what I mean? Whereas there's not going to be too much in a fight I haven't seen, especially even in the training gym. Like, I don't know. It just, if you're taking that level of fights at that level of where you're like just squashing can after can, all that tells me is that you have a shit coach as well. Like, they are coaches and confident in you. I know James wouldn't give me to a can, like, during the whole, because obviously we've had an awful lot of trouble getting me a matchup and stuff over the first year I was here, year and a half. And we had many cans offered to us, and we never ever took any of them. I think we got scheduled to take one of them eventually, and eventually it obviously fell through. But like, it's just, I don't know, it's embarrassing. You know what I mean? Then you have people being like, "Oh, this tough cunt because he's fucking annoying and all this." It's like, all right, annoying and a nuke soon to be like.
Yeah, you definitely answered my question I was trying to get out of there, man. I love your attitude about it. It's a great approach to your opponent. It's definitely build up excitement for the fight. Then, no doubt about it.
It's not even like that. Like, I'm not trying to talk shit to this young fella. Like, we don't give a rat's about him. Like, I don't give a. It's just calling out what this, like, and I hate calling it this game. Like, you know what I mean? The game, this standard. Oh my god, cringe. Like, it's like, it's just like calling out how people play this and kind of just try skate boy and I get it. You need to get to the UFC and you need to get to a big promotion to get paid. But like, you don't have to go fighting absolute jobbies. You don't have to. Like, someone, it's just, there's no need for it. And as well, the more you do it, the more it creates the more it creates like an acceptance for it. Like, as in, like, it's normal. Like, it's almost just then going to be accepted by the culture because it's going to be like, oh well, he did it, so why shouldn't I do it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
Before you know, it's boxing. Like, so it's kind of like, if you don't call it out now, it's kind of it's never going to be called out, is it? So it's just, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and have people talk like a big bad man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they run that block or they run that street. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you fall. You only come out on the street when it's 2 o'clock and everyone's in work or whatever like that. You know what I mean? You're fighting all the old people. Like, that's what it's kind of like to me. It's just like, and especially when if you go around saying like, I'm a bad man, but then I know for a fact, like, that you're not taking these matchups, it's kind of like, it's just insulting to everyone. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, especially because he's fighting over in America. You know what I mean? I don't think he's fighting in America, so he's fighting like absolute jobbies in America. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because America is so big, there's so many different leagues and different like sections and stuff, like the way they break it down at like low level, pro level, like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's not the way it is even over here in the UK. Like, it's terrible compared to here. Like,
Yeah, they've got a hell of a lot of regional cards over there. They've got a hell of a lot of shows. I completely agree with you there. Right, but this
and that's
card's gonna, yeah, but this card's going to be an absolute action-packed war out there, no doubt. But other than your inclusion, sorry, excuse me, other than your inclusion on the night, are there any confirmed fighters or bouts in particular that you're looking forward to witnessing at all?
no.
No.
Not gonna be bad. I'm just so selfish like that. I don't even care about the card. Like, not, and like, I love PFL. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm gonna love them even more when they start paying me more next year. Like, but I love PFL to get along well with the management and the staff, and like everyone treats you so perfectly and so amazingly. It makes you feel so at home. I wanted for nothing. Paul Reid, big shout out to Paul Reid. All week when I was just whatever I needed. So they have a lot of really good guys. You know what I mean? Obviously, Dan Hardy is such a big face there. So but it's like one of those things. So like, I'm so concentrated on my stuff that, like, it's like if you ask any of them the same question, they'd all be like, they'd probably make up an answer just to sound like professional. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I don't care, like, you know what I mean? After I fight, I'm bouncing out of that stadium the same way that I did in Berlin, robbed the pizza out the back and just strolled out the back. That was it. Going interviews and bounced. Seeing some bloke coming with like a trolley at 11, 12 pizzas, I just stole the one off the top and see you later, see you later. Back to the hotel, gave it to Jimmy and Stevie, and Jimmy, Stevie, and the girlfriend just sat there eating. I wasn't even in the middle for any food. I was still on the buzz. Like, I was like, oh, I could do it again.
Yeah, well, it's great to hear they treat you well. You guys do deserve like good treatment. It's like you do put your bodies on the line, 100%.
It's definitely it's good now. I more like it for the up and coming kids, like, so kids like kids in my gym, obviously, like the likes of Sean Clancy have just turned pro, but then you have other kids like Lorenzo Pereira. He just won the Four Nations down in Wales. He got a big check by PFL, great kid. And you have kids like Paul Lally and stuff coming up through the ranks. So it's just good for kids like them that even if they do ever want to turn pro, it's a little bit more feasible for them, or a little bit more stable for them, or of an idea of it, rather than when maybe, even not when I was turning pro, because we had a good few options, but even better than when I was turning pro, knowing that you can go and you can get a good solid PFL contract that'll set you up on 5-5 or 10-10, whatever the starting progress is. And that's life changing money, because before you know it, once you've had one fight, like, obviously excluding taking out your taxes and paying your coaches or whatever, but you've pretty much got a set of a down payment of a mortgage, like, you know what I mean? Which is, you have a lot of people working their whole lives to get that. So it's it's a good avenue for kids if they do want to pursue it for a career or whatever, rather than just winging it and hoping one day I get paid off. Because there's an awful lot of fighters who end up broke. So you just don't want to. You definitely don't want to see the kids that are close to ending up without having to piss in. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, with people, with guys like them, the future for the sport's definitely going to look a hell of a lot brighter. 100%.
110%.
Right, man. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today, Dylan. I wish you all the best.
Listen,
No worries, man. I wish you all the best for your final preparations, and I'll look forward to catching you out there, man.
thank you, pal. I'll see you out there 100%.
Anytime, man. Right, but last but not least, do you have a message for the fans that will be in attendance and anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Nah, I don't
Nah.
care for it. Shout out to D-Tron. Always repping D-Tron since on day one. I don't know anyone else who they sponsor, so I'm very grateful. And that's it. Thank you to my team at higher level. And yeah, no, thanks to me. Thank me.
That's a great message, man. It's probably one of my best shout outs I've got there.
How about that? You're
Nice
welcome.
one. Yeah, you have a great evening, man. Speak soon.
You too, pal. Have a great day. Bye.
Yeah.